What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match and Barcelona beat Espanyol 3-1 in La Liga in also the Catalonia derby. A game of two halves where one of them was fantastic, brilliant, champagne football. The other one, not so much. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen right now. It was Iñaki Peña in goal, a back four of Hector Fort, Cubarsí, Inigo Martinez and Alejandro Balde, a midfield three of Casado, Pedri and Dani Olmo, and a front three of Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski and Raphinha, with Hector Fort and Dani Olmo being the two new inclusions in the starting 11. The first goal scored in this match was scored by Dani Olmo. It was fantastic play by Barcelona down the right-hand side between Pedri and Casado. Ball works its way out wide, I believe, from Lewandowski or Casado to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal with an absolutely point-blank perfection, world-class pass on the Trivela, outside the foot, in between so many Espanyol players, drops to Dani Olmo, who timed his run to perfection. One-time hit, bar down in the back of the net, gave Barcelona the 1-0 lead. The second goal in this match was scored by Raphinha, and it's yet another Marc Casado assist and yet another beautiful ball between the entire team by Marc Casado. Ball over the top that beats both lines of Espanyol, their forward bank in the defense and their forward bank in the midfield. Raphinha times his run to perfection as well from the outside right-hand side, drifting into the middle, chips the goalkeeper, back of the net, 2-0 lead given to Barcelona. And the third and final goal was scored by Dani Olmo to complete his brace. It was worked down the left-hand side by Barcelona between Inigo and Balde. Balde makes his great run on the left-hand side, cuts inside as well, lays it off to Olmo, top of the box, not being marked whatsoever, rifles it about 19 yards out, top left-hand corner. Brilliant finish from him, and that secured Barcelona, of course, the 3 points heading into halftime. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm going to be giving it, I believe in my opinion, a pretty generous 7 out of 10. You could definitely argue for an average 6. Again, it was a game of two halves. That first half was fantastic, very similar to the Clásico. We were all over Espanyol. They got one little goal that was offside, and they had, I think, another chance that they shot wide. Apart from that, we were all over them, controlling the tempo. The movement was fantastic. The pressing was great. The giga-pressing off the ball was fantastic. Getting goals, creating chances. Typical Barcelona. That second half was beyond woeful. The drop-off was criminal. That first 15 minutes, in the 45th minute to about the hour mark, we were piss poor. Espanyol scored 4 goals today. 4 goals. Of course, 3 of them didn't count, but they still scored 4 goals. The one that we can see that was actually the legal goal as well was so easily preventable. I think a few players made some key mistakes. We'll talk about that in the individual player ratings. After that goal, we kind of got into our own a bit, and then we started to control the game. Then after that, Espanyol really didn't have that many chances. They, of course, had that other goal that was disallowed for the ball being over the line, but apart from that, they had nothing. But the issue that Barcelona had in the second half is that we weren't pressing. We were playing the high line, of course, but the high line is so ineffective if you're not pressing when you're on and off the ball, because they just give Espanyol time, space, and effort to time their runs perfectly. If we did that against Real Madrid, my God almighty, we would have gotten cooked. It was just lackluster. I don't know what happened. Again, the 3 points were secured at halftime, like I mentioned in the goal review, but going out that way with a very, very packed out Montjuic, 48,000 for a league game is nuts. That's not, of course, Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid. It's crazy. And he came out performing like that. I think a lot of players didn't perform in that second half as well. And it kind of, I think, put the damper on the mood a little bit. But again, most importantly, I really wish we got that clean sheet as well. But conceding 4 goals at some point, one of them was going to count. So that second half, a lot of criticism to take from the players and also from the management as well. I don't think Hansi Flick made too many proactive changes. And again, we'll talk about that later on. But overall, for me, the team performance definitely on a just 7 out of 10. You could definitely argue for a 6 as well, but I think the second half really let down the overall mood and the overall enthusiasm we had at halftime. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. So of course, with the goalkeeper Iñaki Peña in goal, gonna give Iñaki Peña a 6 out of 10. You could say generous, you could argue a 7, you could argue a 5, but I'm gonna go in the middle. Firstly, for the 4 goals that we did concede, none of them were his fault. I think he could have done better on 2 of them, the ones that were sweats. He really didn't close down the passing lane well. Made a great save from Puda in the second half at around the 50th minute. Great save from him, point blank range, coming out, making himself look big. Great save. The goal that we conceded that was legal was poor from Inaki. Near post. Fucking, I thought on the replay, when I'm watching the goal, I thought he got it across. I'm like, you know what? He spread himself. He can't save that. It went skimmed past his face. And you know why? Because he moved forward like this. And when he went forward to step out, he turned his face this way. And when he turns his face, the defender uses that space to score the goal. And if he just sticks his face in there, hits his face, take over the team, would have been a clean sheet, and he could maybe made it maybe a Zamora clean sheet push. But now it's yet another goal conceded, crap goal as well, that easily could have been preventable from Inaki Pena and someone else as well, who we will talk about later on. But apart from that, I mean, he was alright. He was really, really good on the ball as well today. He knew when to kick it out, knew when to control possession. So I feel like he's getting a bit of confidence, but that goal conceded was very, very annoying. But I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Now for center back partnership in front of him. Firstly, on the right-hand side, it was Kubarsi. I'm going to give Kubarsi a 7 out of 10. Thought he was really, really good in that first half. And then, of course, not the greatest in the second half. Had that great challenge in the second half to get out for the corner kick where he kind of was a bit injured. On the ball in the second half was a bit sloppy. Someone else had to save him quite a few times. He looked a bit, I don't know, looked a bit like tired and sloppy. That's why I really wanted Hansi Flick to bring on Kounde for Kubarsi, but he didn't end up doing a boring flick for Kounde for Fort, switch out right back. But Kubarsi did play well in the first half, as the whole entire team did, but he was one of those few players that I believe, in my opinion, did drop off in that second half, but still had some good moments in that second half, but overall wasn't at the level that I expect from him. Again, he's still young. Constructive criticism here. I'm not going in on him. He's still a great player, world-class talent in my opinion, but there were moments in that second half where he wasn't up to standard, so I will give him a 7 out of 10. Now for center-back partner on the left-hand side, the guy that saved not only Kubarsi's arse, but this team, Inigo Martinez, 8 out of 10, and my man of the match. I actually don't even know who got man of the match for La Liga. Probably they gave it to Dani Olmo just to be absolutely boring, but Inigo was sublime. He saved that back line so many times in that second half. It was nuts. I think on the ball he was fantastic, defended very well, he attracted so many tactical fouls as well. Just a perfect world-class elite performance in my opinion. Getting an 8 out of 10 without a goal and assist is basically a 10 out of 10 for center back. That's how good I thought Inigo was tonight. Sublime. There were so many times where Kubarsi was slipping, was getting done a little bit in that second half, and he was there, collect and close the spaces. I think without him, this would have been a different scoreline for sure. Aerially as well was fantastic, on the ground, on the ball. It was almost a damn near perfect performance. I think a goal and an assist, and he would have gotten, that perfect 10, and maybe we got on a clean sheet as well. But I thought he was sublime. I thought he saved this team a lot during that time, so I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 for his performance. Now for the fullbacks, firstly on the left-hand side, it was Alejandro Balde. I'm going to give Balde a 7. Of course, you could say he could be getting an average 6, but you know what? With the assist for the Dani Olmo goal, I really liked Balde in that first half, making great runs forward, getting some crosses in, making those, darting runs when he goes past 2 or 3 plays before putting the cross in. I really liked it. Second half, didn't go forward too much, but I thought he defended very well, held the line pretty well as well. He was never the last one to keep the defender onside or offside. There was a moment around like the 60th minute, between like the 60th minute and the 8th minute, where he was a bit sloppy, but so was I think pretty much every single player in this game, so I don't want to go into too much in on him. But again, the assist was fantastic as well, and I thought he really played well, so I will be giving him a 7 out of 10. Other fullback, of course, on the right hand side was Hector Fort, and I'm going to give also Hector Fort a 7 out of 10. I think Balde was the better out of the two for sure, but I think Hector Fort coming in, barely playing any minutes. I think his last minutes were honestly against Alaves when he started the game. I thought Fort did very, very well. That first half was fantastic. The link-up play between him and Casado and Lamine Yamal was fantastic. His composure on the ball was great as well. I think second half, he was a bit ropey in that opening 10 minutes. Got caught a few times, and thankfully he held the line, and thankfully the Espanyol players were leaning like no tomorrow, because he would have got, I think that, was it the second goal that was ruled out for offside, or the first one? The one where it was so close. That one was all on Fort. He not only got done by, I thought he got done by the line, but also got beaten by the man as well. So that he had a bit of a poor 15-minute spell there at the start of the first half, start of the second half. But I thought, he controlled the ball very well, made some good runs forward. I really liked his cameo in this game, so I will be giving him a 7 out of 10. Now into the midfield. Firstly, in the double pivot, you do have Marc Casado on the right hand side, and I'm going to give Casado an 8 out of 10. The reason why is not only that he performed as an 8 out of 10, but I think the perfect way to sum up Casado in this game is look how the team was when he came off. When he came off, we were shite. Absolutely woeful. Got the assist, of course, for the Raphinha goal. A fantastic pass by him. got hit in the balls twice in this game as well. He had to take 2 to the nuts in like the space of 2 minutes, which, you know, if you're a boy, if you're a lad, it's quite a hard one to take. But look, I think, you know, his progressive passing, his vision on the ball, his tackles, he was fantastic. He pretty much, I think, copied his performance in the Madrid game. Don't think there's any single drop off, and you can see how important he is to this team when he was subbed off and when Frankie came in. When again, they're not the same profile. I'm not going in on Frankie too much, but you can see the profile difference in how suitable Casado is for this team. And again, with the likes of, you know, players coming back from injuries, whatever the case may be, I think Casado right now is an undisputed starter in that midfield. So I thought he was absolutely fantastic. So I would be giving him an 8 out of 10. His partner on the left hand side of the pivot was, of course, Pedri. I'm going to be giving Pedri a 7. Again, first half, sublime. Second half, though, lost the ball quite a bit. There are a lot of times where he'd pass the ball, it would be intercepted, but he'd win back the second ball. So I respect the hustle, I respect the press from Pedri, but a lot of his balls today in the final third just weren't super productive. I think he controlled the tempo pretty well. Defensively, he had to rely a lot on Inigo to pick up the pieces. That's why I gave Inigo my man of the match. Again, some of his passes were good. Some of them were not great, but he picked up the loose pieces, try and pass again, and then keep it simple. But again, I think just that final ball today for Pedri wasn't there. That's why I've given him the 7 out of 10, as opposed to Casado getting an 8 out of 10. Now for the number 10, of course, in the final midfield position, it was Dani Olmo, and I will be giving Dani Olmo an 8 out of 10. I mean, I don't want to say this because I don't want to hype him up a little too much, but Dani Olmo, in my opinion, for what I've seen so far this season at Barcelona, he has Ballon d'Or-esque quality. He has the quality to be the best player in the world. Do you know why? Everything he touches is gold. Assists, goals. He's had little to no minutes this season. He came on against Vallecano, played an hour or 80 minutes was it against Valladolid. An hour against Girona, came on for about 20 minutes in the Clásico, 10 minutes in the Bayern Munich game, and then an hour this game. Still no 90 minutes for him. Very, very little minutes for him this season, of course, due to his injury, us signing him quite late after him being in the Euros. But the quality of this player is disgusting. And you know what? Shout out to not only Flick for asking for this player, shout out for Deco for going out there and getting this deal done for 50 million euros as well. He is nothing short of a world-class player, and you saw it today. Before he even shot the shot for the third goal, you could go on my stream, I said it was going in, because once he lined up and the space was there, the quality is there, it was going in the back of the net. Unless that shot was getting blocked, it was going in. And you know, even the first goal, the technique on that is ridiculous. To hit that one time from a bouncy Trivela pass to roof it into the back of the net is disgusting. He had so many chances in this game as well, and the one thing that pissed me off about Dani Olmo today, he had 2 opportunities to slip Lamine Yamal in for a clear chance at goal, and he did it. That's one of my few worries with Dani Olmo. He's got a bit of the big bollocks. He kind of backs himself a lot more, where he sees that pass to Lamine Yamal but takes it on his own. 2 different occasions, one in the first half and one in the second half, where he slits Lamine Yamal in. Definitely a shot on target. Dare I say, 2 goals. Could have been a 5-1 score line. So that's my really only criticism of Dani Olmo today. But I think apart from that, we still had a great game. I'm definitely going to give him, I think, in my opinion, an 8 out of 10. Now for the forwards, first on the right hand side, Lamine Yamal. I'll give Lamine a 7. I thought in that first half he was brilliant, absolutely world class. The assist was orgasmic. The assist is world class. The assist is sublime. I think in the second half he dropped off quite a bit. That's why I gave him a 7. He could have easily been an 8 if he performed at least semi-decent in the second half, but I think he was really, really poor in that second half. I even tweeted during the game, when Lamine Yamal has to shoot, he passes, and when he has to pass, he shoots. Give me a lot of Raphinha vibes from last season, where that indecisiveness in the final third, where it comes down to a decision. Because we saw in the first half, Lamine Yamal was so good. Why? Because the decisions were so easy. Back flick to forward was the best choice. The Trivela pass was, or just a pass to Dani Olmo. The fact that the Trivela is just nuts. But when he has to make a decision, whether you pass it from in on the right hand side or go in the middle to Raphinha, that's where I think Lamine Yamal has that bit of inexperience. When it's a clear option, he gets there, he does it, he gets the assist, we move on. By the way, yet again, another goal or assist for Lamine Yamal in a league game. He's not only done it in one game this season. I forget what game, I think it was the Getafe game, where we won 1-0. That's the only game where he's not had a goal or assist in the league. Apart from that, he's always had one, which again, that is freaking nuts. But again, that decision making really needs to be really needs to improve. Again, he's 17, just like Kubarsi. This is just constructive criticism. I'm not going in on him, but I think there's definitely the fact that Lamine Yamal is playing at such a high level, like a Ballon d'Or push level, and the fact that he still has another whole jump to go through. Scary scary hours. But for me, Lamine, great game from him. Bit of a poor second half, but we move 7 out of 10 for him. Next up is the other winger in Raphinha. Same rating for him in my opinion, 7 out of 10. Probably the same explanation as well. First half was really good. Second half, clear drop off. Shout out for him doing the neighbour touch in the second half. I think his composure on the goal as well, and the chip and the finish was fantastic. Had a few other opportunities as well. I think his passing in this game was very, very good. You know, switch of play, intricate between spaces. I thought he did that really well. Press really good as well. I think second half though, just like the rest of the team, a level was significantly dropped. Didn't really get too much involved in the second half as well. I think he was just mainly just pressing and being the workhorse in that front line. But again, shout out to him for, you know, doing that kind of dirty work. But I think still solid display from him, so I will be giving him a 7 out of 10. And last but not the least, a player that a lot of people were slating in the live watch along, Robert Lewandowski. I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. Didn't really have service, to be fair. I would love to hear anyone in the comments tell me one chance that Lewandowski had this game. He had 2 chances, both of them that he made on his own, both of them just random shots from outside the box. I have one from the first half where it's a bit on the angle, great save by the Espanyol goalkeeper. Second half, just a rocket straight at the keeper. He makes a save as well. Apart from that, he had nothing. He had absolutely no service in this game. It's either Dani Olmo making the run and him getting the balls, or it was all going down the width. Great hold-up play from him. As you know, we usually expect from Lewandowski. I don't think he played a terrible game. I just think he had no service. A lot of people were calling for him to be subbed and saying that he had a stinker. I don't think it was at that level, but I just think he basically was playing a graveyard shift. Being kind of the dummy runner, taking up some of the spaces for the center backs to make the wider spaces more vulnerable, more easily to exploit. Kind of, you know, like the Raphinha kind of thing. A little bit of the dirty work today. So didn't get too many chances, but I still respect the performance from Lua. So I'll give him an average 6 out of 10. And last but not the least is, of course, these substitutions. The subs were Frenkie de Jong, Fermin, Kounde, Gavi, and Ansu. Gavi and Ansu came on for about, 6-5 minutes. What's the point? Ansu's got a goal, just offside. It sucks a little bit. Kounde came in, had some good tackles. Fermin made some good runs in behind, but couldn't really get the touches in. Frenkie had a bit of a stinker. I even saw Flick a few times yelling at Frenkie. He was not that great. On the ball was a bit loose. His passes and his control were very, very sloppy. And I think that substitution not only, I don't want to say killed the game, but that's, I think, one of the reasons why Barcelona had that big drop off. Of course, we already started the half poor with Casado. You expected that double change of Fermin and Frenkie to come in, rejuvenate, get some juice and fitness in there. But in the end, it was kind of the same level. I think that was due to Frenkie de Jong being a bit sloppy, and maybe that's why he's not really getting starts in this team. So hopefully he can improve on that. But yeah, the sub didn't really have any impact in this game apart from Fermin and Frenkie coming in just before the hour bar to provide some fresh legs and fitness. All the substitutions weren't really the best from the manager. And last but not the least is, of course, the manager, Hansi Flick, who today for me will also, like the team, get a 7 out of 10. Picked a good lineup. Would have loved to have seen maybe one more rotation. He made 2 changes. Would love to have seen 3 against, you know, a weakened Espanyol side. First half, perfect. No complaints there. The double substitution of Frenkie and de Jong, if Fermin and de Jong, don't mind that. I think his substitutions, not only the decisions, but also the timing, were very, very, very poor. I don't know why you're bringing on Kounde for forward. Left forward, played the whole 90. He was playing alright. Doesn't even play. Would love to see Kounde come in for Kubarsi, because Kubarsi was being a bit shaky, and also rest one of your 2 only center backs. Gavi and Ansu coming in so late. What's the point? Ansu had to come in with Kounde with about 15 minutes to go. Why did he make that decision to change the last second? I don't know, but I think the subs could have been so much more impactful and so much better than they were. At least he made the 5 subs. I think, again, with the team performing not too well, we can see he was animated on the touchline, trying to get them going, trying to change things up. So I respect that from him as well. But for me, the substitutions were the big question marks for Flick. Thank God he didn't bring on Gerard Martin. I'll give him some flowers for that. But I think his subs need to be a bit more impactful. Because, again, you have this big squad for a reason. You complain about, you know, everyone complains, not just him, about the schedule being so, you know, this and that. You have to, you know, manage the squad well. So I want to see, I'd rather him make good substitutions than in a random game, the starting lineup change half the team for rotation. If you make good substitutions, you know, maybe 1.5 time would have been nice, especially with us being 3-0 up, games done just to rest Pedri. Why the frig hell not? I know they had a week off, but I think if he manages his sub a bit better, it will impact the lineup where you just have to rotate so heavily in games and risk us, of course, dropping points like we did against Osasuna last month. So room for improvement there for Flick in terms of game management, but I think how he set up the team and everything like that, the style was all fine for me. And tonight he'll be getting a 7 out of 10. So that was a match review for Barcelona versus Espanyol in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. Let me know first, of course, is your thoughts on the performance, your player ratings, and your manager rating as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca. Yeah.